Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Salem Township Planning Commission, December 14th, 2020. We'll call the meeting to order at 7:30. If you would like to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Paul, you have a flag? Okay. I think we're there. Okay. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America
and to the
republic
for which it
stands
one nation
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
with
with liberty and justice for all. All right. So this is going to be new for a lot of us here.
Wow.
We have a public hearing. And I think we're going to have to, with the time delay, and we're probably going to have to be a little cognizant of perhaps maybe do the waiting to be called on, or so we're not talking over one another, because then nobody hears anybody. Okay. Mr. Reeves, could we do a roll call, please?
Yes. Bart Kahn. Daryl Lewandowski.
Abs-
Here.
TJ McLaughlin.
Here.
Pam Merlot.
Here.
Bruce Reeve, and I'm here. Robert Rizzo.
Here.
And Dan Brugeri.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. And next we'll do approval of the agenda. Can we get a motion for the approval of the agenda?
Did you want to read the introduction first, Pam?
Oh, before that, okay, sorry, okay. Okay, welcome to the regular meeting of the Salem Township Planning Commission. We are using the Zoom webinar platform. For members of the public who have joined us by video or phone, your microphones are muted, but will be opened when appropriate. In order to minimize disruptions to the meeting and connectivity problems, only members of the commission and staff have video. Applicants may have video access, but have been asked to turn off their cameras until called upon. At that time, they may use share screen capabilities if appropriate. All chat and question and answer boxes have been disabled. The meeting is held via video conference in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. All members of the public body and members of the public participating electronically will be considered present at the meeting and may participate as if physically present at the meeting. All of the members of the Planning Commission are participating from Salem Township. If members of the body, not applicants or staff, are participating from elsewhere, they need to say so, identifying the county, municipality, and state. There will be an opportunity for the public to speak during public hearing, if any, and during public comment periods, and if any, during public comment periods. Instructions for public comment will be provided at that time. Okay. So do you want me to read that next part, Paul?
I can go over that
comes
when the
when
public
the
comment.
public hearing is opened, correct?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. All righty. Take a few notes. Okay, so. Okay, approval of the agenda.
I make a
Daryl?
motion to approve. Okay, go ahead.
Or Dan, go ahead, Dan.
I make a motion to approve the Planning Commission agenda for December 14th, 2020.
I'll second.
Okay. And that was as submitted, Dan?
As submitted.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call vote for everything tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Daryl.
Yes.
TJ.
Yes.
Pam.
Yes.
Bruce, yes. Robert,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
thank you.
Paul, Bart is on his phone.
Oh, okay. Is that Bart there? Did he call in?
He sent me a text. Yes, I don't know where he called from. Let me, okay. You want me to ask him what number he called?
All coming in now, sure.
Check.
Is this you, Bart?
Oh, that's Bart.
Check. Yes, it is.
Okay. There
Okay,
you go.
welcome, Bart.
Yeah, I'll just mute on my phone only, not through Zoom, guys. So you can just, if there's background noise, I'll mute out just on my phone, I guess.
Okay, that's no
Yeah,
problem.
thank you.
Is it?
Thank you for finding me. Appreciate it. So yes, I'm here,
Glad
and
you're
yes,
here.
on the agenda.
Okay,
The
Got it.
picture of you, Bart, is a
got
telephone.
it.
And are you in Salem Township?
I am.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now public comment. Do we open it first or do I do my statement first?
You can open the public comment and then explain how people can talk. There doesn't appear to be anybody in the audience, so
Oh,
I don't know how deep into that you have to go. But certainly
Okay.
open the public comment period and ask if anybody wishes to speak, and you can
Okay.
tell, for the record, you can explain how to do it.
sure. Well, let's just keep it clean. Okay, so do we have a motion to open the public comment?
I make a motion to open the public comment.
I'll second.
Okay,
Okay. Bart. I'm taking a vote for this, right?
yep,
Yes.
Thank you. Daryl,
Yes.
TJ,
Yes.
Pam,
yes,
Bruce, yes. Robert,
Yes.
thank you. And Dan.
Yes.
okay. The public comment is open at 7:38. And I will read the how-tos in case someone decides to join us, or so the rest of us know how this works. Okay. At this time, we'll open the meeting for public comment. We will start with online participants. You can indicate that you would like to provide a comment by clicking the raise your hand button found at the bottom of your screen if joining by computer, or the top of your screen if joining by tablet. Your microphone will be enabled one at a time until all online participants have had the opportunity to speak once. When you are unmuted by the host, you will see a dialog box that says stay muted or unmute myself. Choose unmute myself if you wish to speak. Second, anyone who has phoned in will have the opportunity to speak. I will ask for callers to speak by raising their hand by pressing the *9 and then by pressing *6 to unmute. Callers must take turns until each call wishing to speak has had the opportunity to speak once. We ask that all comments be limited to 3 minutes. Okay. I don't see any other attendees either. So in that case, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion to. I make a motion.
Why don't we just give it a second? Just give it a rest while people maybe try to figure out those instructions. Someone may be fiddling around just trying, unless you guys have a list of attendees or something like that.
Bart, we can see who's called in, and there's no
Okay.
one in there.
Okay, well then there you go.
Now, was that
Just you,
Pam, was that your-
actually.
Pam, was that your public comment period, not the public hearing, correct? Or was, yeah, that was
Public
just
comment.
the
Public
first public
comment.
comment, right? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. I skipped a couple things.
That's all right. You called it public comment. That's the right thing. When you go to the public hearing, you can introduce it by name.
Chairperson comment.
Okay. Okay.
So I
Well,
think
we
you can
don't
just,
have any public comment at this time. I don't see anyone online. So then we'll go to chairperson comment. Chairperson needs to read a little bit more clearly. That was my comment. And now we need to go to the public hearing.
Make a motion
So-
to open the public hearing
Okay.
at 7:40 PM, December 14th, 2020.
Dan, could you go ahead and reference the file number too, please?
The file number is number 20-006.
I second.
Okay,
Did
For the
you
vote?
want,
Okay, a vote?
what about what's said in the, after the file number? Should I read that language?
Yes,
That's
please.
probably appropriate for your motion, yep.
Proposed amendments to text in the township zoning ordinance related to community wastewater systems.
Okay.
I second that also.
Okay. And the time is 7:42, I guess. I don't know if that matters.
so for the vote,
Okay, so go
when-
ahead for the vote.
okay. Bart,
Yes.
thank you. Daryl,
Yes.
TJ,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Bruce, yes. Robert
Yes.
and Dan,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. So the public hearing, I will read these instructions again.
I think you're okay. Just
I
indicate.
think I'm
that
good.
people
I
can-
still don't see
Yep.
anyone else in there.
I don't either.
Okay. Well, I'm keeping it on there, keeping that box open just so I can see if anyone pops up, give an opportunity. Okay. So since we do not have any public comment or any public hearing, now we should close the public hearing, correct?
Correct.
I make a motion to close the public hearing of 20-006 as of 7:43 PM.
Second the motion.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Roll call.
And for the vote, Bart,
Yes.
thank
Was
you.
ready that time.
Daryl,
Yes.
TJ,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Bruce, yes. Robert,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Now it's Paul's turn.
Okay. So now we move down to new business. For some reason, this looks strange to me. We go to new business and then we go down and discuss this? That's what it says on the agenda.
Yep, so there's no
Yeah.
new business, and then under old business, we've placed the discussion. Or this
Okay.
would be the opportunity for you to take action.
Right.
And I'm
Okay,
happy to give a recap of the changes if you'd like.
yes,
Please.
so, okay, since there isn't any new business, we'll go to the old business and we'll discuss the proposed amendments, which we already reviewed and had the changes made. So Paul, if you could give us a brief overview to remind everybody, because we didn't have a meeting last month. Put us back on track.
Yep, so that is essentially it. We've been working on a general ordinance for private community wastewater treatment systems that we discussed back in September. And then again in October with the changes that we brought back based on the questions and direction that was provided by the Planning Commission. The Township Board has the authority to adopt that ordinance, so it's not anything that you as the Planning Commission take action on. But there are references to such a system in the zoning ordinance that we wanted to clean up and make sure that they were correct and consistent with what we were proposing in the community wastewater treatment system ordinance. In addition to making appropriate references to that ordinance where they were necessary. So there were a number of sections that we found reference to throughout the ordinance. We went ahead and made those updates. You have seen those. They were included in your packet with red lines. And also we put the ordinance amendment format in your packet, which will be forwarded to the board if you so choose to make a recommendation to approve this. So you're obligated to hold a public hearing to get comments from the public on any text amendment to the zoning ordinance. Again, the board has the authority to adopt any changes to the zoning ordinance. So your action tonight would be to make a recommendation to the board if you feel that this is ready. If you think that there are changes that need to be made, you could make a recommendation to the board with the condition that staff make those changes before it's forwarded to the board. If there are changes that you would like to see before you make a recommendation, you can postpone action, direct us to make those changes and bring them back to you at a future date. In addition, I would suggest that if you make a recommendation to the board to adopt this language, that you make it on the condition that they are also adopting the private community wastewater systems ordinance at the same time. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Question for you, Paul.
Yep.
Under section 3.18, general standards, line number 1, on-site water supply or sewage disposal systems shall be prohibited in areas in which such publicly owned and operated or municipal water or sanitary sewer service is available as defined and established in state law. How is that going to affect the people in the USD that have existing well and septic? Since that's prohibited, should be prohibited in areas which there's going to be municipal water and sanitary sewer.
Yeah, so that would be new systems. So once that system is online in the USD, then this section of the ordinance would apply. But all the existing residents who have their homes hooked up to private wells and septic systems would be able to maintain those.
Okay, because I know that was a question before, but just wanted to go over it one more time. Thank you.
And I believe that is specifically addressed within the USD ordinance.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Does this
Sure,
cover,
go ahead.
the residents that are currently in the USD, if their systems fail, whether it be well or septic, then they have to join this thing,
That was gonna be my question.
the sewer and water?
So that particular section that Robert asked about is the existing language in the ordinance. We're not proposing any changes to that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my understanding that the USD ordinance addresses those questions. And I
Okay,
don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head.
okay.
believe
I
it's
think
been
we answered that question at a previous meeting and said that once their systems failed, they would have to join the a new system that's established for the you know the what do you call it, the USD. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I think that was a discussion point at a board meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
That was my understanding.
Are these well and septic systems collectively, are they together?
They're individual.
Just
as
the
far
way
as
we're
I know.
talking. So if a person's well fails, they have to tap into city water. If their septic fails, they have to tap into city septic.
That was established at a previous meeting, so I may have been a board meeting, but I know that that was stated.
I'm just wondering, just the way it reads, it just the way we were speaking about it, it sounded like they were kind of both together, I guess. I just want to, I'm sure we intend them to be standalone. But I guess what I'm saying is I want to make sure that the wording does not make them sound like if one fails, you have to do both.
Yeah, in order to answer that question, I'd have to pull that other ordinance up. And I think that that's something that was specifically addressed before the board adopted that ordinance. So this really is focused on areas outside of the USD.
Okay.
Paul, in your first draft, 916, you had sections 316 and 317, central services and public utilities. I don't see anything that was highlighted in there, but I don't know if there was changes you made then, but it's not in this, what we're approving tonight. So I assume there was no changes in there, you just dropped it.
That's correct. There were no
Okay.
changes there, so that didn't have to go into the ordinance adoption
Okay,
format.
so, thank you.
Paul, can you remind us what the three changes that we discussed back in September were that needed to be added in? One had to do with fees, I think, and one had to do with how fees are calculated. I can't remember. I've got it in my notes, but I don't have them in front of me.
Yes, let me see if I can pull that up real quickly. Bear with me for just a second.
Paul, were most of those in the actual ordinance? And not
Those were
this-
in the ordinance, yep.
Not
And
in
so
this part, not in the text amendments.
correct. The text amendments essentially didn't change from what we initially provided to you. The things that changed were in the ordinance. It had to do with the kind of current value of the bond to ensure that the money that was put in place as a security stayed current with the with inflation. And we updated that language so that it was evaluated every couple years, and if there was a deficiency, then that would be addressed. The other piece was related to enforcement and the severity of that enforcement to ensure that you know, if there was some issue, the enforcement would be meaningful and directed at the appropriate parties. And the third question is escaping me. I think it was a technical question. Oh, I do remember what it was. It was whether or not there were additional engineering standards that needed to be incorporated. And we worked with the township engineer and they looked through the requirements. I think they made some minor suggestions, but it was not substantial. And all those things were then updated in the draft of the the private wastewater system ordinance that we presented to you at that time, which will be presented to the board. but not the
Okay,
language you're
thank
taking
you.
action on.
All right. Ian, did you have any questions?
No, I was prepared to make a motion when everybody's got their questions answered.
All right, I got my 2 motion guys. TJ or Bart, did either one of you are you good with this?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to
Okay.
me that it's just like some verbiage updates. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I don't know if, were you at that meeting when we went through this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Bart,
All set, Pam. Thank you. Yeah, it hit the questions it seemed that I had asked from that meeting. So the finances,
Yeah.
and
great.
we had talked
Okay.
about multiple systems and what it costs to replace an updated system. So it's keeping with the times.
Yep. Those were good. Okay. I guess we're good then. So now we need a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion to recommend that the township board approve the proposed amendments to text in the township zoning ordinance related to community wastewater systems. File number 20-006 as presented with the condition that they first adopt the proposed private community wastewater treatment systems ordinance.
Okay.
I second the thing.
Okay.
Okay. And for the vote, Bart,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pam, was there any discussion or we did the discussion? I can go right to the vote, right?
There didn't seem to be any more discussion from,
Okay, thank you.
I
Daryl,
don't think, Bob, did you have anything? Were you good?
Nope, I'm all set. Thank you.
okay,
Yes.
thank you. TJ,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Bruce, yes. Robert,
Yes.
and Dan,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, the motion passes. Number 10, report of commissioners and correspondence. Board of trustee, I think, TJ, you said none? You told me?
Yeah.
Okay. ZBA, Daryl?
No, we're clear. Wait,
Okay.
ouch.
Land preservation, Bruce?
Did not have a meeting, but there was some updates or items that came up in the board meeting about getting some help cutting the paths at the Salem Preserve, and that would be done with the help of the landfill. So a little bit of background stuff, but no meeting.
Okay. Planning consultant review, I believe I saw,
Pam, can
Yes?
can I correct myself? I was going to ask Paul, but I didn't think. November 18th, we had a ZBA to
oh,
justify the postponement on the North Territorial property that the guy was building next to the Margaret DePonio property. And he took the fence down and some trees. And we had asked that he go either try to buy some property from DePonio or whatever. So the attorney checked it out and it's all been resolved and everything was passed then. the issue,
Okay,
fence and trees were, that issue was resolved.
okay,
I was
thank
thinking
you.
October, but here it was last month after I looked at my paperwork.
Okay. Paul,
So in your packets, we provided the monthly report from the permits that were issued. So you can take a look at that if you'd like. And I guess one item of note that I will mention is the landscape company that we saw before, I believe, is working on their final site plan and have indicated that they will be bringing that back to us shortly. So we may see that in January.
That's the one on,
That's the 7 Mile and Pontiac Trail.
Correct.
Okay. I should raise my hand, I'm sorry.
okay. Approval of the minutes for October 19th, 2020.
I make a motion to approve the October 19, 2020 draft of the Planning Commission meeting as submitted.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
Bruce, okay.
And
Okay,
for the vote. Bart,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes,
TJ,
Yes.
Pam,
yes,
Bruce, yes. Robert
yes.
and Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.
okay, the minutes are approved for October 19th. Public comment. I still do not see anyone else who has called in the attendance list. So no public comment. Chairperson comment. I guess well, let me see. There actually was something here. I did receive something from a notification from Canton. Looks like they're making changes. Notice of distribution and proposed amendment to the Canton Township Comprehensive Plan. And the future land use map. And I sent papers. If anybody ever wants to see that, let me know. And my only other comment is thank you everyone for, I guess, tolerating the Zoom call. I know not everyone is a big fan of it, but considering the circumstances with the whole COVID thing and considering I had COVID and had to make a decision weeks ago so Paul could set this monster up for us. Thank you, Paul. I know it's a lot of work to get everyone on the page and get all our scripts prepared, and it wasn't the smoothest thing, but we went okay. We did okay. We did fine. Everybody got on, everybody got connected, and I think that's probably most of the battle, right, Paul?
Yes. Yep.
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
you all did fine.
Thank you for your great. Thank you for your work on that. So this is a pretty easy peasy. No public, so whatever errors. Now it's only on video, I guess. So, but I hope everyone stays safe and healthy and is able to enjoy your family, however you decide to do so, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and a Happy Hanukkah and whatever else. Just enjoy the time any way you can. And
Merry Christmas to you all.
yes,
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, TJ, we hope you're healing quickly.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I am guessing that we will probably, considering the, circumstances, we may do this one more time in January, and hopefully things will settle down. But I know we all like to see each other because, you know what, it is important to be with people and not be isolated all the time, but you know,
Yeah.
it's certainly a balancing act. So,
Yes.
good job, Bart. Glad you're here. Glad everyone was here. Thank you again.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't
and
be
Okay.
online, but
That's okay. Thank you and happy holidays, and we'll see you in
All right.
January.
Thanks, everybody.
Merry
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Christmas, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Paul.
Bye-bye.